Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 27th of February 2023. Now there is not much going on so far as the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency is concerned, but the numbers are not looking good at all. If you look at the volume of stable coins, it is ridiculously low, but the biggest drawback is the 24-hour crypto market volume. This just might be one of the lowest in 2023. So when we are discussing the price, we'll definitely go ahead and explore this in detail. Now in today's episode, guys, I'm going to be discussing the International Monetary Fund and their stance for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, as we know that IMF is definitely not in favor of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but they're definitely in favor of central bank digital currencies. So we're going to be discussing a paper that they published that focuses on 9-point recommendation. It's needless to say, guys, that the IMF is definitely not in favor of cryptocurrencies. So we'll definitely go ahead and share what those 9 points are. And Reuters has also stated that the IMF is also commenting on banning privacy coins. So it's going to be really crucial to see what the future of privacy coins would unfold as and when this thing happens. Now guys, in Dubai and UAE, there is definitely no room for privacy coins. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that in today's episode. Now guys, since the last quarter of 2022, there's a massive hype for artificial intelligence, and protocols such as ChatGPT has definitely taken the world by storm. Now, cryptocurrency protocols are kind of connected, and because of this, there's a drastic boom in the AI-enabled crypto coins. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and share some information on the rise of artificial intelligence crypto coins. I wouldn't be surprised if over 90% of them turn out to be 100% scam. And later on, we're also going to be discussing some not so good news about Solana Blockchain. Now, last week we did talk about Polygon Blockchain Explorer that did actually go down, but this time there's some notorious thing going on so far as the Solana Blockchain is concerned, and the Solana Smart Contract Token did actually have some glitch. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that in today's episode. We also have some news from India and a massive giant company called Wipro. They have a subsidiary firm called as Lab45, and they are tapping into the power of blockchain to change the paradigm in digital identity verification. Now, to be honest, guys, this is a brilliant use case of blockchain technology. I've been exploring this ever since the whole blockchain news got unveiled to the world. So I definitely do think that digital identity verification in blockchain is a brilliant use case. Now, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, we're going to be exploring 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and Middle East. And the first news is an absolute giant news, and this is about DMCC Crypto Center, that is Dubai Multi-Commodity Crypto Center, and they have partnered with TDeFi to launch an accelerator program. Listen up, guys, if you're a startup or a business entity in the cryptocurrency, blockchain, Web 3.0 or metaverse field, you definitely need to check it out. The second news is about Art Dubai. That looks like in the month of March, there's a lot of events taking place regarding art, and some of the events are combining art with technology. So Art Dubai has announced the largest ever edition to take place in Dubai from the 1st and the 5th of March. So in today's episode, I'll try to give out some more information, and I'll go ahead and try to explain where blockchain, NFT and Web 3.0 merges with art. So quite a lot to cover in today's episode. So let's kickstart with the episode right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as we kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee a Day. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee a Day, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Space Podcast. So check out the Race Space Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Space Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. Next, listen guys, there are 3 things that I'm extremely passionate about. One is extreme heavy metal, ice cold beer, and obstacle course race. And Tough Mudder is one of my favorite obstacle course race events taking place in the Middle East. Now if you're into running, if you're into obstacle course race, you definitely need to check out Tough Mudder because they have a massive event coming up on the 18th of March. And it is, if not in one of the most beautiful locations in the United Arab Emirates. So listen guys, go to the website of Tough Mudder Arabia and look at the events. So there are different events taking place. There is 10k events, there is 5k events, and if you have your kids, get your kids along. And listen up guys, Tough Mudder is a series of obstacle and mud runs that'll push your physical and mental limits without the pressure of competition. A community built on teamwork and overcoming obstacles where stepping outside your comfort zone is a reward. And listen guys, when was the last time you did something for the very first time? So the event takes place in Ras Al Khaimah, and guys, the location is absolutely brilliant, called as Mina Al Arab in Ras Al Khaimah, and you can register for it now on the 18th of March. So you have a 5k event, 10k event, and if you have your kids, get your kids along. Now if you do want some heavy discount and get a 15% discount code, use the code George15, which is G for George, E for Elephant, O for Orange, R for Roger, G for George, E for Elephant, 15. That is the number 15. So once again guys, the code is George15. And look guys, one of my goals is to do 100 Tough Mudder, and I'd really like to do it in Dubai or in the UAE. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France, and Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. The global crypto market is at $1.08 trillion. Now since the last 24 hours though, it is marginally gone up by 3.03%. But if you look at the details of these numbers, they're definitely not looking good. Particularly the 24-hour cryptocurrency market volume, it is down to only $34.28 billion. And look guys, I've been saying this time and over again, in 2020, 2021, and even the years before, on an average day, the 24-hour crypto market volume used to hover somewhere between the $80 to $140 billion. And this is even taking into consideration the weekend. Now, granted that this number is kind of taken on Sunday in other parts of the world, but still extremely low. Ideally, I'm looking at least 5 times the volume, considering the fact that we are talking about inflation, we're talking about the world economy not doing good, and this is the time where crypto market needs to outshine. But nonetheless, volume is ridiculously low, and there's only been an increase of 7.36% since the last 24 hours. The volume of DeFi is also ridiculously low at $4.08 billion, and DeFi accounts for 11.89% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. One trend which I've been observing, particularly in 2023, is that DeFi is accounting for a higher percentage than 2022. Now listen guys, 2022 was one of the worst years for DeFi, but in 2020 and 2021, DeFi actually was accounting for a higher percentage in comparison to the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now that thing being said, the total value locked is ridiculously low, and the total value locked across all DeFi protocols is only $48.78 billion. Lido is still dominating with 18.62%, and $9.18 billion is locked in its protocol. MakerDAO's total value locked is $7.23 billion, Core Finance at $4.93 billion, Aave at $4.84 billion, and Convex Finance at $4.15 billion. Now look guys, if you're onto trading, and if you're actively looking at the prices of cryptocurrencies, I would definitely recommend to check Lido, because Lido's dominance has been steadily growing since 2023, and the total value locked has been on an uptrend. So if you are someone who's trying to look at a niche area, I would definitely recommend to look at Lido. Now you also need to remember, so far as the total value locked of Lido is concerned, it's already taken out from the overall total value locked, because it counts with double accounting and quite a lot of other. Now let's look at the volume of stable coins. It is ridiculously low at $30.25 billion, and stablecoin guys accounts for 88.25% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $30.25 billion, Tether USDT accounts for a majority of the chunk at $23.15 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $2.57 billion and Binance BUSD at $4.23 billion. If you look at the volume of Binance BUSD, it is not looking good in comparison to 2022. Now it's going to be really interesting to see what the future of Binance BUSD is, as SEC is going after Binance BUSD. Now let's look at the market share. 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's market share is $456 billion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is $200 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of both Bitcoin and Ethereum has gone down. Now really I'm hoping probably by Tuesday or Wednesday or midweek this year, the volume definitely picks up pace. Because look guys, with the inflation numbers on the verge of picking up pace, I really am hoping there is some positive movements, at least so far as the 24-hour volume is concerned. Now, as of today, the 24-hour volume of Bitcoin is $16.2 billion. Ethereum is at $5.5 billion. The dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum is pretty much the same. Ethereum's dominance is 18.60%. Bitcoin's dominance is at 42.20%. Now in today's episode guys, I'm going to be looking at two other metrics. I'm going to be looking at the market cap of the top 3 smart contracting platforms, and I'm going to be looking at the top decentralized apps working on Ethereum blockchain. Now, the first smart contract, so far as the market cap is concerned, is not a surprise. It is Ethereum, and the market cap is $200 billion, followed by Binance BNB at $48.82 billion and Cardano at $12.78 billion. One thing, guys, which I did mention last week, as in when SEC is going after Binance BNB, there is a very high possibility that the market cap of Cardano will be picking up. So I'm looking at the time horizon of at least 2 years when the market cap of Cardano is pretty much close to Binance BNB. What are your thoughts? Mention them in the comments below. Now let's look at the decentralized apps or dApps working on the Ethereum blockchain. It is no surprise that in the top 5, 3 of them have to do with Uniswap. The first one is Uniswap version 3. The second one is again Uniswap, but it is an NFT protocol called as Uniswap NFT aggregator. The third one is OpenSea, and the fourth one is Blur. So it looks like NFT marketplaces such as OpenSea and Blur working on Ethereum is definitely being used quite a lot. And the fifth one, finally, guys, is Uniswap version 2. So out of the 5 top performing decentralized apps, 3 of them have to do with exchange. The other 2 have to do with marketplaces. Definitely not a surprise. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. It is currently at $23,447 since the last 24 hours, though. It is marginally up by 1.19%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 4.21%. It's going to be really interesting to see how the price reacts, probably in the midweek of this year. Now, to be honest, there is not much going on so far as news or politics is concerned, but I do have this feeling that over the midweek, that the prices of Bitcoin could drastically take a turn in either direction. Ethereum is at $1,636. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.29%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.35%. Now, regarding Ethereum, guys, it's going to be really critical to find out the date when the next Shanghai upgrade kicks in. Now, historically, 3 or 4 days before the upgrade, there is drastic movement so far as the price is concerned. If you want to stay ahead, guys, what I'd recommend you to do is on Twitter, follow Tim Biko. He's one of Ethereum's lead developer who constantly provides valuable updates so far as Ethereum blockchain protocol is concerned, and he would pretty soon mention the exact date when the Shanghai upgrade kicks in. Now, Binance Coin is staying steady at $305. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.96%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.07%. Now look, guys, when you talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain protocol, ideally it should be apolitical, but looks like politics and politicians do have a very strong say in the trajectory and direction of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, keeping politics in mind, the IMF, also called as the International Monetary Fund, definitely has shown no love for Bitcoin. Now, in today's episode, I'll very briefly go ahead and talk about a recent paper that they published. So the IMF did actually publish a paper, and the paper is called as Elements of Effective Policies for Crypto Assets. So let me try to give out some information about this, because the paper does actually set forth a framework of 9 elements that can help members develop a comprehensive, consistent, and coordinated policy response. Now, guys, when you're reading through this report, you definitely need to keep in mind that IMF has definitely no love for Bitcoin. That being said, they have a definite and strong preference for central bank digital currency. Now, this report does have a very strong impact so far as banking institutions approaching cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, and keeping all these things in mind, they have set down 9-point recommendation. So let me try to give out a summary of what that report is, because the report is well over 42 pages long. In that report, they have said that crypto assets have grown in popularity and market capitalization, but their risks and potential benefits need to be addressed through effective policies, and looks like IMF is taking a lead so far as creating policies is concerned, and the paper also presents a policy framework for crypto assets that aim to achieve key policy objectives such as macroeconomic stability, financial stability, consumer protection, and market and financial integrity. And the policy actually has a framework consisting of 9 core elements such as safeguarding monetary sovereignty, addressing legal risks, and establishing oversight requirements for crypto markets. And looks like they're taking a jab at El Salvador, because in that report they also mentioned that each country may face different circumstances and capacity constraints that influence the implementation of these elements. Now, doing nothing is also not a viable option, as crypto assets may continue to go in popularity despite the risks. And what they say is that adopting this framework can help mitigate the risk of crypto assets while harnessing the potential benefits of technological innovation. And look, guys, they clearly have a preference for central bank digital currencies, and they have a very strong stance against Bitcoin as a money. And the head of IMF does actually believe that CBDCs are the most reliable form of digital money. And look, guys, next month, in the month of March, I do have a session called the Central Bank Digital Currencies, the Basics, Threats to Freedom and its Use Case in the Metaverse. So go to Eventbrite and look out for Blockchain DXB. Now, looks like IMF did have a session with G20, and I do believe that the session was in India. And Reuters did actually publish an article based on the event, which states that banning private cryptocurrency should also be an option. Now, surprisingly, Janet Yellen, who's the left-wing politician from US, did actually state that banning cryptocurrency outright may not be ideal. And look, guys, whatever decision the IMF makes, it does have a very strong impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, what they mentioned in that report is that strengthening monetary policy frameworks and do not grant crypto assets official currency or legal tender status to safeguard monetary sovereignty and stability would be ideal for every country. And they said that every country should guard against excessive capital flow volatility and maintain the effectiveness of capital flow. The report also suggests that every individual country needs to analyze and disclose the fiscal risk and adopt clear tax treatments of crypto assets, establish legal certainty of crypto assets, and address legal risks. Now look, guys, whenever the IMF is trying to interfere with cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols, it just means that cryptocurrency and blockchain is doing something right. The report also suggests to develop and enforce prudential, conduct and oversight requirements for all crypto market actions. And guys, they also suggest to establish a joint monitoring framework across different domestic agencies and authorities. So it looks like the whole idea behind this is that way they can get more control over your spendings. They also recommend to establish international collaborative arrangements to enhance supervision and enforcement of crypto asset regulations. So I definitely recommend you to read through the entire PDF, or what you can do is take the PDF bits and pieces, put it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to summarize it. Or if you're really smart, once you take the summary from ChatGPT, put it in your audio format and you can listen to it probably when you go out for a run. The report also recommends that countries needs to monitor the impact of crypto assets on the stability of the international monetary system. And finally, all countries need to strengthen global cooperation to develop digital infrastructures and alternative solutions for cross-border payments and finance. And this is where they're actively promoting central bank digital currencies. So definitely not ideal. Now guys, let's discuss the rise in artificial intelligence cryptocurrency coins. Now listen guys, last year, ChatGPT made massive news. And one thing which I really liked about the CEO of Microsoft, that is Nadella, he actually did say that the cryptocurrency and blockchain world needs a ChatGPT moment. Now, because of ChatGPT, it's definitely made our lives so much easier. Now, if you haven't used ChatGPT, I think you're living under a rock. You definitely need to go to OpenAI and look out for ChatGPT. I use it pretty much absolutely every day. Now, let me try to share some information that talks about the rise in AI crypto coins. Now, at this point of time, the relationship between blockchain technology and artificial intelligence is still in the process of being developed. And to be honest, guys, the merging does not make any sense. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, Daily Coin has put up a brilliant article that highlights some of the original AI crypto coins. They describe in detail what that project is, the benefits and the negatives of merging artificial intelligence with cryptocurrencies. So what I'd really recommend you to do is definitely read through it. I was thinking maybe I might even release an episode dedicated only to this. So in that report, they discuss Singularity, they discuss Fetch.ai, the Graph Ocean Protocol, Numeraire, Artificial Liquid Intelligence, DeepBrain Chain, Cortex, and quite a lot of other. And they explain in detail what these projects are. An absolutely brilliant article, and it clearly states that artificial intelligence is a complex area of research. There are still plenty of lingering questions about its limitation and capabilities, which leads to confusing and misunderstanding in the crypto market. And guys, because of these conditions, it gives malicious actors a platform to provide misinformation and deploy scams. So very crucial that you are aware of all these scams. Now, because of the rise in AI crypto coins, I'm pretty much sure there'll be so many scams as well. And historically, 99.99% of them do turn out to be scam, either intentionally or unintentionally. So what I'd really recommend you to do is go through the Daily Con website, definitely read through it, and absolutely must. And we always recommend do your own research, try to understand what Bitcoin is. That way you would understand what Bitcoin is not. The same thing for blockchain and the so-called Web3 hype as well. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Solana. And the Solana smart contract token did experience a technical glitch, and this happened on the 25th of February, and the glitch is called as large forking event. What happened is that it caused transaction failures for some users, and Solana incident report referred to it as cluster instability. Now look guys, historically, Solana has had numerous downtime, but in comparison to Polygon's downtime which happened last week, it only had to do with Blockchain Explorer. In case of Solana Blockchain Protocol, there is a centralized entity who does make a decision on stop producing blocks in quite a lot of other. And Bitcoin.com has reported that Solana did experience reduced functionality, and users reported a significant slowdown in block finalization along with some transaction failures. Now, I am not a fan of Solana protocol at all, and guys, in 2021, Solana was notoriously known for manipulating the numbers so far as DeFi protocols is concerned. So essentially, they were taking the numbers twice, 3 times in certain cases, even 4 times, and that could be one of the reasons why the total value locked did actually shoot to over $200 billion. Now, going back to the news of Solana, SolPlace, the liquid staking pool, did actually report that while Solana did not completely stop block production, it experienced a slowdown due to a forking event. Now look guys, historically Solana has made a centralized decision to stop producing block. This time it definitely hasn't. Now in hindsight, if you look at it, this news has not impacted the price of Solana or Sol either in a positive or a negative way. Now guys, let's discuss some news from India, and it looks like a massive giant called Wipro. They have a subsidiary department called as Wipro Lab 45, and they are tapping into the power of blockchain to change the paradigm in digital identity verification. Now they announced the launch of decentralized identity and credential exchange, also called as DICE ID. So absolutely brilliant stuff. What this does is it puts users in control of their personal data and enables faster, easier and more secure sharing of private information online. And DICE is powered by blockchain technology, and what DICE essentially does is it enables issuance and verification of tamper-proof, self-verifiable digital credentials, and DICE ID stores verified personal information from certified issuers in an identity wallet owned by the user. Look guys, if you truly understand what blockchain protocol is, even educational certificates can be stored in blockchain, but it is so critical to truly understand the information is only as good as the person inputting the detail, which means if an incorrect information is uploaded onto the blockchain, that incorrect information will stay on blockchain protocol forever. So let me think of an example. Let's say if I were to update my driver's license, but if I were to change, let's say, the number and replace the number 6 to 8, and if I have the power to update it on a blockchain, it is extremely possible that this incorrect information stays in the blockchain forever. So it's so critical, guys, to truly understand that when you talk about blockchain technology, the information is only as good as the information put in. So it heavily depends on the person who is actually physically inputting the detail onto the computer. This is the time when the data gets into the mempool and quite a lot of other. Now guys, let's discuss 2 news from UAE. And the first news is about DMCC Crypto Center and TDeFi launching an accelerator program. And guys, DMCC and TDeFi are partnering to offer an accelerator program for Web3 and blockchain companies at DMCC Crypto Center in Dubai. And the accelerator program will provide mentorship and sessions on topics related to crypto and scaling a business. And the program will run for a minimum of 2 editions over the next 12 months. And DMCC Crypto Center, guys, is currently home to over 550 members, making it the largest concentration of Web3 and blockchain companies in the region. And guys, interested companies will receive priority guidance and services from DMCC to formally set up a crypto center. And at the end of each cohort, the TDeFi will select a handful of startups to be part of its in-depth incubation program, and the incubation program will provide selected startups with access to additional TDeFi accessories and growing ecosystem, and supporting Web3 and blockchain business is a key priority for DMCC. And DMCC, guys, as we know, has positioned Dubai as a leading hub for crypto by providing everything crypto businesses and entrepreneurs need to thrive. And the partnership with TDFi adds another string to DMCC's bow and will help emerging crypto businesses bring the ideas to light in Dubai. And guys, one trend which I've been observing particularly since the last month or so is there are so many accelerator coming up in Dubai and Middle East, which I think is absolutely brilliant, particularly for startups and business entities. And TDFi's extensive program comprises various modules that will support entrepreneurs and businesses operating within the crypto space. And the DMCC Crypto Center is a comprehensive ecosystem for companies that develop Web3 and blockchain technologies and associated value-added services. And the accelerator program, guys, is expected to attract a new wave of crypto firms to Dubai. And the DMCC Crypto Center and TDFi partnership is set up to help support the growth of Web3 and blockchain businesses in Dubai. And one of the visions of Sheikh Hamdan is, so far as Web3 is concerned, Dubai to be the #1 city in the world. So far as Metaverse is concerned, he wants Dubai to be the top 10 city in the world. And through this new partnership, TDFi is looking forward to unlocking some game-changing projects in the Web3 space. And the accelerator program is a month-long program. So listen up, guys, if you're a startup or a business entity, you definitely need to check out the accelerator program. Now let's discuss the second news, and this is about Art Dubai. And looks like in the month of February and March, Dubai is turning out to be the hub so far as art is concerned. And now Dubai 2023 is the 16th edition of an annual international art fair that will take place at Medina Jumeirah from the 3rd till the 5th of March 2023. And the fair's gallery program will feature over 130 presentations from more than 40 countries and 6 continents across 4 sections, that is contemporary, modern, Bawaba, that is featuring exclusive new work, and Art Dubai Digital, and will include more than 30 first-time participants. And look, guys, Art Dubai is held under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai. And the program will also feature artwork premieres and a series of 10 newly commissioned performance works by artists from South Asia. And guys, when you talk about blockchain, NFTs and Web 3.0, this is absolutely brilliant because blockchain and NFTs have the potential to revolutionize the art market by providing a secure, transparent and tamper-proof way of verifying the authenticity and ownership of artwork. And as Art Dubai features more than 130 presentations from over 40 countries, I do strongly believe that the use of blockchain technologies and NFTs can facilitate international transactions and provide a level of trust and confidence for both buyers as well as for sellers. And guys, this is the power of using blockchain technology. And with the launch of Art Dubai Digital section, the fair is embracing the possibilities of Web 3.0 technologies such as blockchain, DeFi and digital art platforms. And the use of Web 3.0 technologies can provide new ways of experiencing, collecting and trading art, as well as enabling more equitable and transparent distribution of value across the art ecosystem. And in the next few years, as in one central bank digital currency goes mainstream, there is a very high possibility that CBDCs will be part of art as well. And as Art Dubai continues to expand its program and outreach, it will be interesting to see how it incorporates the latest innovation in the art and technology space. And guys, Christie's, they do have an event later on in the month where they're going to be merging art and technology. And so far as the event of Art Dubai is concerned, the fair's long-standing commitment to dialogue, diverse voices, and bicultural infrastructure will be the main focus. And the program will feature more than 50 sessions in an ambitious daily conference, talks, and education program. And what I just mentioned about Christie's earlier, the highlight also includes the 16th edition of Art Dubai's flagship Global Art Forum and the first edition of Christie's Art Plus Tech Summit and a series of modern and collector talks. Now listen guys, I do feel that this would be an absolute must event, and the Dubai Culture and Arts Authority is the fair's strategic partner, and Medina Jumeirah is the home of Art Dubai, and Art Dubai Commissions is a platform that invites artists to produce site-specific works at the fair, supporting artistic production by local. And the 2023 Commission program will comprise daily performance and food-based experiences. Featured artists will include Project Our Partners, Ratim Bahman, Gunjan Kumar, Noli Pereira, Tayeba Begum Lipi, and many others. And Art Dubai 2023 marks the 10th edition of Campus Art Dubai or CAD, and Art Dubai's flagship initiative to develop the region's future cultural leaders. And guys, Campus Art Dubai's public art aims to build sector knowledge and capacity in the field of public art commissioning. And CAD 10.0 or Campus Art Dubai 10.0 professional development will expand to include placements at both Art Dubai and other leading cultural institutions. And Art Dubai Digital welcomes a selection of participants with innovative and new media programs, digital platforms, and more traditional galleries. So listen guys, if you're into art, if you're into NFTs or Web 3.0, you definitely need to check this thing out. So those were the news guys from Crypto and Coffee 88 from Blockchain TXP for the 27th of February. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Rajiv who asks, do you think NFTs will dominate the market? Now Rajiv, there is a mixture so far as the price of NFTs are concerned. There is always this trend. The whole hype about NFTs was started because of Meta Cohen. He bought the Beeple artwork via Christie's for $69 million, and because of that news, pretty much everyone did become experts in NFTs overnight. Now that thing being said, I do feel that the NFT hype did actually dry down, and in 2022, there was definitely not much hype so far as NFT is concerned. Now towards the later part of the year in 2022, the hype did actually increase. In January as well, the hype did actually increase. Now keeping all these things in mind, I don't think that NFTs will dominate, because what you need to truly understand, when NFT becomes mainstream, the value of NFT completely goes away. Now there are definitely some real strong use case of using NFTs. Art is a brilliant use case, and what I can really think of is Rajiv, Kevin O'Leary, who was one of the hosts of Shark Tank, one of the famous TV shows. He, in one of his podcasts, I believe it was with Anthony Pompliano, did actually state that he's trying to convince a lot of the ultra-high net worthy individuals to buy NFTs instead of buying expensive watches. Now, when I'm talking about expensive watches, I'm talking about $1 million worth watches. And in that podcast, he was actually explaining that a lot of the high net worthy individuals or ultra-high net worthy individuals are definitely making the switch to NFTs. And Ray Dalio, one of the legends in the fintech space, he's not a massive advocate of Bitcoin and blockchain as such, but when it comes to NFTs, he has definitely shown some keen interest. Now, keeping all these things in mind at a macro level, I don't think that NFTs will dominate. There might be some hype and the hype might go down, but it's never going to slow down because there's definitely going to be use case of NFTs. And even Adam Back, who I think could be Satoshi Nakamoto. He's currently the CEO of Blockstream, and he's been in the cryptocurrency space even before Bitcoin was created, and I strongly feel that he might be Satoshi Nakamoto. He has said some positive things about NFTs, and lately, Rajiv, there's so much of hype about NFTs being on Bitcoin blockchain because of the whole ordinal protocol. Now, keeping all these things in mind, I don't think that NFTs will dominate the market. There's definitely a lot of hype, and the hype is only because of some news. Let's see Snoop Dogg getting into NFTs, or some celebrity getting into NFTs, or the Beeple artwork being sold for $69 billion. If there's some breakthrough news, that is what pumps up the demand. And what is so critical to understand, and this is what NFT marketplace owners need to understand, that Bitcoin was created as a peer-to-peer transaction. So, if there is a peer-to-peer platform without the need of a central entity, let's say like Blur or OpenSea, then NFTs market might just dominate. But I'd be more concerned if NFTs would actually dominate the market, which just means that there's no room for average individual citizens to use blockchain protocols for making payments. So I wouldn't even want NFTs to dominate the market, if that makes any sense. And it's so critical, Rajiv, that people truly understand what is it that you're buying when you're buying the NFT. Are you buying the artwork? Are you buying the royalties attached to it, or does the creator of the art still has access to royalties? So there's a lot of legal framework which needs to be clarified as well. Now, keeping all these things in mind, I unfortunately don't think, and to be honest, I wouldn't even want NFTs to dominate the market. Ideally, I would want DeFi protocols to dominate the market, or Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies. So that's all for today, guys, in the Ask Me Anything series in Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you do have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email or mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.